Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. I have a special message for you today. The impossible is about to happen and your time has come. So every single day I write a message for you on my Instagram page, AttractPassion. You can go there and check it out. Write me a message, give me a follow, write me a question if you have anything to share. So every single day I write those short messages for you, and today's goes like this: abundance, the right person, and an opportunity that can change your life are all on their way to you. Don't give up now. Embrace the unique parts of yourself that make you who you are, as they are your signature strengths. Take a leap of faith towards your greatest dreams, and with a solid plan, you can accomplish the impossible and turn it into I am possible, right? You can turn anything into a possibility. With a solid plan and clarity over your dreams. But at the same time, we need to learn to detach, sometimes from people who are pulling us down, sometimes from opinions of others, and sometimes from certain expectations, because we don't always know what's best for us until we discover it, right? And that's what makes life an adventure. So maybe you have a low self-esteem right now because people around you are pulling you down. And remember what Sigmund Freud said once. He said, before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounded by assholes. Just make sure of that, because not everyone will support you on your journey. Everyone is dealing with their own battles. Everyone is living their own story, and sometimes their story is not being able to comprehend your vision for life. And that's why they're pulling you down, because they want you to keep you safe. They want you to stay where you are so they would not lose you. But you need to put yourself onto the first place on your priority list if you want to make the impossible possible. You have a dream, you have a vision, you have those big goals for yourself, because maybe you're not happy with your present life, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's something we need to accept. We need to accept that it's time to change something. We need to accept that we are ready to do more, right? We are ready to become more, or we are ready to do what we've been procrastinating on for a long time, because our time has come and I'm ready to do it. But the most important thing is always to detach from a need to change anyone, right? Allow others to be who they are. Some people are not supporting you on this journey. Some people will even pull you down. They will kind of force you to stop doing on what you're doing. And stop changing them. Stop trying to change them. Allow others to be who they are, because it's not your job to change them. They will do whatever they want to do. But make sure that you stay true to your heart. Make sure that you stay true to your inner wisdom, right? Allow your inner wisdom to guide you to where you want to be. That's just a virtue we need to develop, a virtue of wisdom. To trust that what we know within, when you have a feeling, when you have a burning desire that you want to do something new, something that may seem impossible right now, but you have a feeling that you can do it, your inner wisdom will guide you to the right information. Through synchronicities, you will come across whatever you need to know. That's how the universe conspires to make things happen for you. So all you need to do is to trust and to detach from the opinions of others. And sometimes it's not easy, right? Sometimes it's hard to ignore what people are saying. But as long as you trust your inner wisdom, you will be fine. Then You need to allow yourself to be who you are. You need to allow yourself to be who you are. Remember, before I said to you, embrace the unique parts of yourself that make you who you are, as they are your signature strengths. So what does it mean? It means that you have those unique gifts and talents, to embrace them, not to try to be like somebody else who's already successful. It's about you to embrace more of yourself. That's how you will make impossible possible. Because most of the things that people would describe as impossible haven't been done because people don't embrace who they are. Once we embrace who we are, we turn impossible into possible because we discover a strength within that was never discovered before. We discover a talent that was never discovered before. We discover a gift that was never discovered before. And once we shape it, form it, sharpen it, we create something great out of it. Right? And Aristotle once said, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. So make sure that you are sharpening your gifts, preparing yourself, so you can do whatever you feel called to do, whatever you feel that this is the thing you need to do. And make a certain order in that area of your life, because you need it. Order is discipline, right? And without discipline, our lives become chaotic. So if you feel like there's a certain chaos present in your life, it's because you're lacking some form of discipline. So you need to ask yourself, what do you need to make this thing possible? Do you need a better plan? Do you need to connect with the right people? Maybe you think you need some money, like you need an investor. If you need an investor, write a great story about what you're working on and send some emails, call some people, and you will find one. As long as you keep walking forward, you will meet the right people, right? Nothing is impossible when you have a great plan, some sort of discipline, and willingness to do it. We only can have that willingness to do it when we know exactly what we want, right? And to know exactly what we not want, we need to be in tune with our inner knowingness. We need to be true to ourselves. So make sure that you're spending enough time alone to stay in tune with yourself, to stay in tune with what you need and what you know that is the right thing for you. And don't force situations. Don't force anything. Don't force inner calling. Don't force anyone to change. Don't force anything to happen. You see, when we are struggling with with whatever we are struggling, we need to remind ourselves that everything will unfold at the right time. Everything will unfold at the right time. And we just need to trust this moment. We just need to trust that everything will unfold. And to develop a sense of trust is like building a muscle. Every single moment we need to remind ourselves everything will work out well. Everything is happening for the greatest possible good. So don't force situations. Every time you try to force something, at the same time you're pushing it away. You're building a tension that is not allowing you to receive what you want. So rather than forcing something to happen, ask yourself, are you feeding it to grow? With your energy, with your actions, with your emotions? Are you grateful for it, for opportunity that you can actually work on it? That's what helped me to create this YouTube channel, to make a living out of doing art and doing what I love. I've stopped forcing things to happen, and I focused on my creative expression. I've noticed that more I'm joyful, more I'm creative. And in order to be more joyful, I need to be more free. I need to do things I love to do. And I need to take care of my responsibilities without procrastinating on them. Because every time when I've started procrastinating on something, I've started to feel a lower energy. Like there was something in the background of my mind constantly bothering me. So I've developed a certain discipline in my life that helps me to deal with the things that I need to finish them. So make sure that you focus on what brings you joy, not just happiness and those short-term joyful sensations, but make sure that you do something or that you discover or find something that brings you a great sense of joy, a generous sense of joy. Like for me, when I'm painting, I fall in love with that process and it brings me a sense of joy. When I'm outside in the nature, I'm joyful about it because I love nature. I love sports and that brings me joy. So I'm constantly keeping balance in my life. That's something I needed to learn. If I'm working too much, I also need to go outside and spend a bit more time outside than usually. Do things that I love to do a bit more than usually. Right? We need to keep the balance. And there are days when we don't find joy. And it's all okay. We need to accept it. Those are the days when we need to recharge our batteries. So also take time to rest. Right? And solutions will emerge. The impossible is about to happen for you. And solutions will emerge. As soon as we stop forcing things to happen, solutions will emerge. So sometimes we need to be exposed to our deepest shadows, to recognize that the only way to get to where we want to be is to move through the most unpleasant sensations. For some people, it's a lack of money. For some people, it's loneliness. For others, it's a constant repetition of what we call failures. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The longer a man is lonely, the more he can draw on the influence of loneliness on him. It is important for every person to be able to remain alone and put up with himself in order to find inner peace." So he meant by that sometimes when you feel lonely, you just need to embrace it and be okay with yourself being alone to discover what is kind of arising within you when you're alone. There are things we can never discover if we're constantly distracting ourselves. So when I've embraced being alone in my past, I've noticed that I'm a really creative person. I've noticed that I can come up with incredible ideas really fast. I've noticed that I can transform any story into a painting. And that's the gift I've discovered because I've embraced being alone. But I was not always like that. When I was younger, I was constantly craving company. I was hanging with my friends most of my free time. And often it happened that if nobody had time for me, I was like, I had no idea what to do with myself. So at some point I needed to embrace being alone and to recognize what's the purpose of this moment. Like, if the universe put me here into this moment, being alone with myself, then there needs to be a purpose for me being alone right at this moment. And embracing that will bring us solutions. Solutions will emerge. We can't force them, but we can allow them to happen by recognizing the purpose of this moment. Why this moment right now is exactly as it is. Stop fighting with it. Stop trying to change it. Embrace it. And remind yourself, when you're making impossible possible, uncertainty is reality. It's always like that. Uncertainty is reality. Whatever is certain is also fleeting. Epictetus once said, There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of your will. So you can't change the things you can't change. And when we recognize that the only constant of life is change, we can start flowing with it. Well, if everything is uncertain, the only thing that is certain is our faith, right? And it happens that the universe listens to your faith. The universe responds to your faith. So when you have a deep trust for something good, for something that you know that it needs to happen, eventually something like that or something even better will happen. And for that you need to embrace the fact that everything can be uncertain, but as long as you have love for faith, everything will work out well. That's how the universe is supporting you. And embrace whatever is happening. Embrace whatever is happening. And I know it's not an easy thing to do, but that's what we're learning, right? Things may be falling down, things may be falling apart, we may be losing a sense of groundedness, right? We may be losing friends, we may be losing our loved ones, and those are hard things to deal with. But as Epictetus once said, man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them. It's all about our perception, right? And perception can be changed. Perception is a product of our belief systems. And it all comes to awareness of our beliefs about what we're looking at, right? We may believe that something is bad, or we may believe that it is just in a phase of transformation for something even greater to emerge, right? What caterpillar calls the end, a butterfly calls a new beginning. It's all a question where we are standing. Are we under the pressure that is making us weaker and stressed out and anxious? Or that pressure is actually making a diamond? Where are we standing? We need to notice that to embrace something, it's a choice. It's not that some people are more gifted and that's why they easily embrace things. It's all about knowledge. And getting ourselves into the right knowledge will help us to deal with certain situations and eventually embrace what is happening. So make sure that you're studying subjects that can help you to empower yourself. I found many great information in ancient teachings of great teachers that walked before us. Like, we can find so much of great knowledge in the philosophy of ancient Greek teachers, ancient Greek philosophers. We can find a lot of great teachings in the old teachings of alchemy, the teachings that are coming from ancient Egypt, known as one of the first science of life. We can find so much of great knowledge of how to embrace life. So make sure that you're studying the right subjects. It will help you to make impossible possible. So you remind yourself every single day that your time has come. Your time has come. It's not about waiting something to happen. It's about creating it, right? Making it happen. You don't wait things to happen, you make things happen, right? So embrace whatever is happening. And Socrates said that so beautifully, the secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. And that is so beautiful because, you know, in the past, I thought that when I will have more, I will be able to enjoy more. But then eventually, I taught myself that the beauty is in simplicity. So I've started walking outside and and discovering the beauty of nature. Sometimes I was sitting down and I was just enjoying in the dance of butterflies. Sometimes I sit down and I enjoy the movement of a tree in the flow of the wind. And sometimes I enjoy watching a river flowing, and that sound just makes me really, really peaceful. So more I've started to enjoying in these little things, more my life started improving and changing in a positive direction, because I've noticed, well, I'm not chasing things anymore, I'm attracting things. I'm allowing things to find me. I'm allowing what's best for me to find me. I'm walking on a mission. I'm working on a mission, and whatever I need for my mission to make it possible, things will find me. I know that I'm doing my best every single day, and as long as I'm doing my best every single day, the best will also find me, so I can keep up working on it. So keep learning, keep expanding your knowledge, keep expanding your wisdom, right? Because knowledge comes from the past. Knowledge is about the past, but wisdom is for the future. Wisdom will make your life more incredible. So make sure, my friends, that you are constantly growing, expanding, changing, and flowing with the changes of life. Uncertainty is reality, but stay true to whatever you know and you feel that is right thing for you. Never trust people who don't believe in you. But remember that sometimes all you need is yourself and your trust into yourself. So my friends, that's how you will make impossible possible, and the impossible is about to happen for you. So your time has come. Let's make it happen. My friends, I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. I hope you've enjoyed in today's painting, and thanks to all of you for supporting my art in my Etsy shop. I Draw My Passion. I truly appreciate you. You are supporting this mission, so I'm grateful for you. And till next time, one love.